Hey guys, how you doing? All right. Well, I thought I would do an update because basically the Klingon bird of prey is ready for a bit of paint now, and so I've got quite a few things to talk about. So, with no further ado, let's get on with it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the stand. The stand is done. I'm really pleased with it. Obviously, that's where the power goes in. There's all the wire in there. It goes up through a tube. You can just see it there. It's a nice hollow tube, and then comes out on top of this. And this is something I'll be using a lot more of now. It's basically you can buy these online. These are absolutely dirt cheap. They just connectors, and you just plug them into each other, and it makes life so much easier. You'll see it on the wings now when I bring them out. Instead of like soldering the wires together and then stuffing them inside, you just cut these to length, and it's a really good connection. And you can buy 50 of these for about £8, which is all about $10 in American money. But these are really useful and really helpful. So my idea for this is when when all this is done and it's all glued together, the cable is hanging down like that. It then gets plugged into there, and you then just push that up inside, and the model sits on there like that, just like that, and that goes on there, and then that plug goes into there, and then these two plug into that one, these two here, and you can see what way this is going, and this makes modelling much easier because it then means you can have a few parts, and when you're finished painting them or working on them, you just put the whole lot together, glue it together, and with the wings, like with the wings I have here, because both of the wings are done. So what I can do with the wings now is I can spray the baffles and the wings and the body separately, get it how it looking the way I want it, and then when I'm finished, I just plug them in, and then put the baffle on top, and away we go. And there's more than enough room in there, to hide all this cable. So it's not a problem at all. And to be honest with you, it makes life a lot easier because it just means you just have a couple of pieces like this. I'll talk more about the wings in a bit because I haven't quite finished yet. I just wanted to explain why I use the clips now. But anyway, in the lower half, because you have to split obviously the lighting up between the top half and between the top half and the bottom half. So on the bottom, I have a light that will light up the bridge, all the bridge area inside here. Bring this here. So all that bridge area here is going to light all that up. There's then a fibre optic there, and where's the other one? There. And those are going to light those there. And then there is the exhaust. And I'll talk more about that in detail because that's a whole new story, that is. But that's pretty much it with this. And with those plugs here, if I want to do any extra work or something like that, I can just take it off and plug it from there. And then the model and the stand are free. So that's the road I'm going down, and it's so much easier. Carrying on with the body, if just see it, where the because I've wired all this up now, and all this works perfect. I was going to light it to show you guys, but it means dragging power cables out and all sorts, and it does work. I've tested everything, and it's fine. So the photon torpedo launcher, I've got a red light in there. I've got two red lights there. I've got a white light here that will light up this area here. I got two lights that will light up that area and that area, and then I'll put my pointer in there to show you. But that one there, that is for the fibre optic, and I have fibre optic running from there down to that one there. That's what that one is for. And then I've got another one That will go there like that for that light to shine on the wing, and then the other side to shine on the wing, and then one to go down there for that one, and then the final one, and if I can just find the right one, yes, there it is, and then there's this one here. This is why I like working with fibre optic, if I can just get it up to the camera, put that out of the way. There you go, you can see it. I had to bend and twist this quite a few times to get it to fit, because basically how this one will work is it goes out, it goes in there, comes out there, goes down there, and then through there. That's why it's all bent and twisted like that. But that's fine, because you can do that with fibre optic, and that's one of the things I love working with fibre optic. You'll have to excuse me, guys. I'm a bit. I think I got a bit of the flu, or I'm coming down with something. My throat is hurting me a bit. Anyway, moving on. So that's basically the body there, and obviously these are the plugs I talked about, and these are the female plugs here and the male plugs on the wings. So that's pretty much the body, and I'm really, really happy with how the body looks. So moving on to the wings, and I'll just talk about the one wing, because they're both really identical. I'll bring them both out so you can see them. There you go. You know, they both look the same, really. So just picking on this one. So what we have in here is a green bulb that's in a shield like that there, and that's just a bit of tubing, and I just blackened it out really, put it around the bulb, and then put the whole lot in there, and I put loads of light blocking on there, a combination of really thick it's really thick stuff, this stuff here. There we go, surface primer. I've just put loads of stuff like that in there. It also adds a bit of weight to it, keep the wings where they're supposed to be. And then the light is connected to 3 fibre optics, which is why, if you can just see it, yeah, you can see it. You've got these little bits sticking out on the end, you know. And talking about light blocking, because you get first, second and third light. So first light is what directly comes from the bulb. Second light is reflected from the bulb, and then third light is basically ricocheting off other surfaces. So what you get down here is second light. So you don't need to do that much light blocking. You got to do a lot of light blocking in here because it's first light. But when it comes to second light and third light, you don't need that much. There is a bit of light leak on these, but that's fine, because this is going to get a primer, then it's going to get blackened, and then it's going to get like an aluminium or gunmetal finish. But talking about the guns, I think you'll agree, now they're on there, they do look a lot better, and I really do like them, and they're not that horrible thing that was earlier on. And how they're wired up is, as you can see there, there's the wire, goes from the bulb, goes there, all the way through the wing, and then comes out there, and the whole lot is wired together. I've also wired up these two here, which are the two facing forward ones. And this is another little thing when you're working with fibre optic, always leave yourself a bit extra. Now you can see it better, always leave yourself a bit extra, so that when you spray in and you're working on it, it doesn't matter if all this gets, you know, full of paint or cement or whatever, yeah, because when you're finished and you're going to display it, you just cut these off flat and call it good. And that's a really good tip for you guys. So that's basically the wings here. Oh yeah, and you can see the fibre optic running here, because it goes from in there down the wing and then out there like that. And I'm pretty happy with that. By the time I put all the paint on it, there won't be any light leak from there at all, or there, all the guns, and it will just look awesome. The guns will be, there's a really nice green glow at the end of the light, which is what I wanted, you know, just trying to simulate the guns firing, and why not? So moving on to some other stuff. Now this little thing here, I watch loads of videos if I can get it. It's very small. Camera might struggle to, there you go. Now this thing here, the photon torpedo launcher, this sits in the mouth of the ship. Sits in here. Now I've noticed that a lot of people have had a lot of issues. Come on, focus. There we go. I've had a lot of issues trying to paint this because you've got like a hex shape in there, and just get my pointer, and you've got a hex shape that goes all the way around, and the middle bit of this is painted red, and then these little squares are all painted red as well, and the whole thing is painted black or gunmetal. I noticed a lot of people doing hand painting, doing a lot of scraping and doing a lot of other things as well. But the simplest thing to do, guys, is to actually drill this at an angle. So you got it like that, and then you just drill at an angle, and you drill all these out, because the bulb is going to sit exactly where that blue tack is, and where this rod is, and it will sit in there. So everything has been drilled directly to that area, so the light is going to shine up through that. What that's going to enable me to do is to put heavy coats on here to really blacken it out, so that only the light comes through the centre bit and these holes here, and it will look quite spectacular when I'm finished. Sorry about the pause, guys. My throat's really burning now. But so when you come to do this, guys, don't stress too much, and that is a much easier technique to do. And so you can spray all the outside. You can put a nice coat on there, light block it, and then all these little grill things on top as well will get light blocked as well. And then when you finish spraying, you just get your drill bit again, and you just go for the holes before you finally put it on the model. Just moving on. Now, the back end of the ship, so this is what this is. This is the exhaust thing, and it goes on there like that. Now, on the original one, on the studio one, I don't know what AMT were thinking, or Round 2, or whoever commissioned this kit, but this is wrong. This should be 2 parts actually, with a centre part that actually dips down. That's what the original studio model had, and I'm going to try and reproduce that. Now, this engine's actually split into 2 parts. So the top part is the impulse engine, and the bottom part is the warp engine. So colour-wise in Federation, this would be red and that would be blue. Because this is Klingon, that's red and that's orange. And then there's a divider in the middle. Now the colour instructions call out for all these little square bits in here to be white, and this to be orange, and then this to be gunmetal, and that to be gunmetal, and so on and so forth. But the easiest thing to do is to actually paint that red, paint that orange, and then that, on the original one, that is actually sunk back, so that bit there actually goes back here. If I can find a picture of what I'm talking about, I'll put it up. So what I'm going to do is paint all of this like a black or gunmetal, then paint that red, paint that orange, and have that like a gunmetal. And with the red light in the back, with that one there, when it shines through there, I'll get some very interesting effects from the orange one, which is what the original one was all about anyway. The original one had like a flickering. Sorry guys, my throat gave up on me there. This had so on the orange one down here, this had like a flickering effect on it. It's going to be difficult to reproduce that, but I think I'll get pretty close with it. But that's what it should be, and that's what I'll be doing as well. Okay, guys. As you can probably hear, my throat is packing up on me. So I'll call it good there. And you pretty much know what's happening now. You'll see exactly what I'm on about when I have this painted. So until the next video, you all take care and have an awesome weekend. Bye now.